Hello, welcome back for another recipe review. I am Cassandra and this is Cooking with Cass Rico. It is March. We are almost completely out of winter. Spring is ahead. It's closer than ever. We've had a few sunny, warm days. The snow is melting and we can see the green grass again. It is just giving me all the feels, and I am so grateful that I completed my first ever real winter. And I'm also grateful that it's almost over because it was beautiful and I loved it. And now I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready for some sunshine and warmth on my skin. I cannot wait. So, with that being said, it is still cold. It's still been dark out, windy. It's been raining for the last few days. And where I'm from, we gravitate towards soup when this happens. When the weather isn't so pleasant out, we cook some warm soup to warm our bodies and our souls, and that's what I've been doing a lot of lately. I've been making soup at least once a day for lunch or dinner. Any kind of soup. I love blended creamy soups. I love chunky soups with big chunks of veggies and potatoes and beans, and I love soups with noodles in it, and I love soups with lentils, any kind of soup. I will eat soup when it's 90 degrees out. I will eat soup when it's 9 degrees out. And I just want you to understand my love for soup because it is that real. This week I decided that I really wanted to try a broccoli cheddar soup that was plant-based, of course. And what I did what I usually do. I went on YouTube and I searched for it. And as I was searching, I didn't really see any recipes that I really wanted to try. Okay, so I have a funny story about this recipe, and it's really not that funny, but kind of. So in the beginning of the year, I decided that I wanted to delete some of the social media apps I had off my phone, and then the couple apps that I did keep on my phone, I put a timer on to limit my screen time. I just wanted to get rid of any distractions, and I realized that I was just spending way too much time on my phone lately. So I had just, I just wanted a little cleanse. Not too much, not extreme. I knew I wasn't going to completely get off social media, but I don't need to be on it all day either. I remembered there was a recipe on TikTok that I wanted to try out, but I had already used up my TikTok time for the day, so I was like, I'll just check tomorrow. So as I'm sitting there still trying to find one on YouTube just to see what there is, nowadays you don't even need to say it out loud. You could just think it and everything's reading your mind, right? So what do you know? That recipe I wanted to try out pops up right on my screen. And she obviously has a YouTube channel. That's why it was there. It was the exact video that I was thinking about in my head. And I'm like, okay, guess I don't need to go out on TikTok to find it. So I started following her on TikTok first, just because her page was so aesthetically pleasing. It's girly, it's pretty, and her recipes are plant-based and gluten-free. And she is a recipe creator based in New York City. Her name is Remy Park, and her YouTube channel and blog are called Veggiekins. Veggiekins? I think that's how you say it. Like always, I will link everything in my description below, and I will make sure to link her TikTok as well so you can go check her out on there. So this recipe is her vegan broccoli cheese soup, and she describes it as dreamy on her blog. So, who wouldn't want a dreamy broccoli cheese soup? That alone, that's just I'm down. I'll try it. It serves 3 to 4, and she includes gluten-free and oil-free options. I did already make this prior to this recording, and I'm pretty sure we got about 4 servings out of it. We're going to have it for dinner for the second night. The ingredients are very simple, and you can find these ingredients anywhere if you don't already have them at home. It includes broccoli, onion, garlic, carrots, potato, cashews, vegetable broth, lots of nutritional yeast. That is something that is noted in the comments. And if you read any of the comments underneath her YouTube video, I mean, so many people were saying how delicious it was and that they've never used this amount of nutritional yeast in a recipe before, but it was so worth it. And I agree to that. As I was putting it in there, I was like, ooh, this is like almost half of my nutritional yeast. Are you sure? I think I even double, triple checked, and it was the right amount that the recipe called for, and it was worth it. It was fine. It was great. It asks for white miso paste. I do not have any on hand, and they didn't have any at the local store that I stopped at. So I did do a Google search, and it said the next best thing is soy sauce. So I replaced the miso paste for soy sauce in my recipe. And ground mustard. I did not have any ground mustard. I Google searched that as well, and it said that Dijon mustard was the next best thing, and you just have to change the amount that you're using based on what the recipe calls for, but that was an easy little thing to switch to, so that wasn't a big deal. Other than that, I had everything, and it's 8 ingredients for the whole soup. I think I used a little more broccoli than it asked for, but that's just because I love broccoli, and the more the merrier. So I really didn't measure that out. I just eyeballed that. I will leave you with this little recipe snippet of me getting this soup ready and tasting it for the first time, and then I will see you in a couple of minutes for my honest review on this recipe. enjoyed watching me recreate that recipe. It was as good as it looks. It came out looking just like the real stuff, and it was very simple to make, took very little time. And I will say that I love my immersion blender. I love the fact that I don't need to take everything out of the pot, put it into a blender, blend it up, and then put it back in. It just takes that whole step away. It eliminates the extra dish you have to wash. Rinsing off the immersion blender does not take as much time as cleaning out a full-size blender. And it is just so simple to use. You just stick it in there and it blends everything up pretty quickly. If you do not have one, I highly recommend it. It is one of my prized kitchen tools. I really don't use a lot of electric tools in the kitchen. I've never had them, so I've learned to do without. But this is one that I'm good. I don't want to know what life is like without it anymore. And I got it for my birthday. It was such a sweet, thoughtful gift. If you're making this for yourself or someone else, you will get at least 2 meals out of this. So as far as affordability, I think it is very affordable. The most expensive thing is probably the raw cashews. I don't know how much miso paste is. I've never bought it before, but if you have soy sauce, you don't need it. And again, I just love broccoli. So I usually have it in the house all the time, frozen, fresh, it doesn't matter. I always have broccoli. So this is something that I'm going to make very, very often. I can't even tell you the last time I had broccoli cheddar soup. And it's funny because when you're looking up a broccoli cheddar soup recipe, everyone is comparing their recipe to Panera's. And I think that's kind of, I don't know, surprising. Like, that's the best we have here. So I can't say for sure that this tastes just like it. She mentioned in her blog that one of her friends who does like that one agreed that this is just as good. So, I mean, if not better, it's vegan, gluten-free, it's healthier for you. The only thing that I'll do different if I have it is buy some vegan cheddar shreds or cheddar cheese from the grocery store and add that into the soup when it's done cooking, just to get that ooey gooiness, that cheesy, melty, you know, when you like put your spoon in the bowl and it just like stretches out. I kind of want that when I eat my broccoli cheddar soup. I will leave everything down below in my description so you could give it a try yourself. Let me know what you think about the soup. Let me know what you think about the recipe review. This was easy, anyone can make it. She does mention that the blending part is very important for this recipe. So just want to let you know that before you try to make it yourself. Just make sure you have a high-speed blender or a handheld immersion blender and you'll be fine. It was perfect for this weather. I can't wait to have it again tonight. And I look forward to sharing another recipe review with you next week. I'm so excited. I've gotten some pretty cool requests that I've been looking into and I can't wait. Keep an eye out for those, and I hope you have a lovely week. Just keep in mind that spring is near and we are going to have sunshine so soon. So if you're not feeling that great, or you're in a slump, or you're just so tired of the cold and the dark and the wetness, stay strong because we are almost there. And if someone from California, born and raised, can make it through, I believe in you, and I think you can make it through too. We got this. It's almost gardening season. It's almost just, the trees are gonna be green again, and the animals are gonna be out, and the wind is gonna be breezy, and the skies are gonna be clear. And that to me is just the best time of the year. I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Have a great day.